We know when Canon will announce the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, but that's not all. Canon will release a lot of RF mount lenses between now and March of 2024. How many? Well, stick around after this short break for all the details. But first, subscribe for your chance to win the Canon EOS R5 Mark I. I'll be giving one away to one lucky subscriber once this channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. Anybody above the age of 18 with a valid mailing address anywhere on the planet is eligible. But please read the terms and conditions in the description down below. Canon Rumors reported this morning that we've been told to expect 8 to 10 new RF and RFS lenses between now and March of 2024. Woo, that's a lot of lenses. 8 to 10 lenses between now and March of 2024, both RF and RFS. It's going to make everybody a little bit happy as long as we get a mix-up of pricing between entry-level, mid-level, and high-end pricing. And we know we're definitely going to get us a couple of high-end L-series glass, such as the 200 to 500 millimeter. But what about that mid-level pricing between $600 and $1,200? That's something I'm really excited to see. So 8 to 10 lenses. But it appears that all this whining we've been doing about lenses, RF, RFS lenses, has been, well, tiring Canon a little bit. Because the source of the information said you will finally see those wide-angled L-prime lenses, so you can shut up soon enough. We'll finally see wide-angle L-series primes? Oh, you know what they're teasing about there, don't you? Yep, it's the 35mm f1.2. And whether it's an f1.2 or an f1.4, oh my God, about time, right? We've been teased about this prime for how long now? How many people have actually left Canon for Sony, Nikon, and others because of the lack of that 35mm prime? I actually don't know the numbers, but a lot of people have said, I'm leaving if we don't get that 35mm prime f1.2. And we've been waiting so long that I'm even interested in getting that lens for shooting in the studio. 35mm f1.5, that would be really good. But as far as stopping the whining, I'm afraid Canon, until you announce third-party lenses from both Sigma and Tamron, I don't think the whining is going to stop anytime soon, although 8 to 10 lenses is definitely a step in the right direction. What I do find hard to believe is that we expect at least 2 lenses to be announced later this month and possibly a second lens later in 2023. I thought we were getting lenses in September because you see it is still, yeah, let me log in here. It is still August. It's August the 23rd, I believe. I just woke up, so can't quite see. Wednesday, August the 23rd, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. We've got a week left in this month. Are we going to get some lenses announced this month? 2 lenses announced this month? Well, that would be a big deal. A going back to school sale from Canon. How nice. How nice for us. That would be really terrific. I really do hope we do get some more lenses this month. That would be terrific. We've already got an event scheduled for Sony on August the 29th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2300 hours Japanese local time. And that's for, well, it's for a bunch of things. It's for a new camera, as Sony says, but according to Sony Alpha Rumors, it's going to be the A7C II, the A7CR, and the 16 to 35mm f2.8 GM2. Wow, that sounds like a nice little package. So 2 lenses from Canon as well. Canon wouldn't possibly be getting ready to take some, well, Sony's thunder away by having an event on the same day, would they? I mean, it is a Tuesday after all. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Come on, Simon, 8 to 10 lenses, 2 lenses this month. You must know what they are. What are they? What are these lenses? What's the roadmap for 2023 and 2024? Well, you're not going to believe this, but Canon Rumors says we haven't yet confirmed which lenses will be announced and when. Sources made it seem like there are a lot just waiting to be announced. We won't pretend to fully understand the hows, whys, and whens of product announcements. But Canon Rumors did tell us that they actually know some of the lenses that are going to be announced, but they can't tell us because their sources have said, look, and I'm just paraphrasing here, they said, look, we're going to tell you about these lenses, these are the ones that are going to be announced, and maybe gave them pricing information and some other embodiments, but you can't announce it until this date. And that does go on, believe it or not. Sources will give you information, and they'll say, hold off, you publish this now, I'm going to get in trouble. So hold off, wait until this date, and you can publish the information. So we don't know what those lenses are, but yeah. So 8 to 10 lenses coming up. But that's not the only thing I teased about in the intro. The Canon EOS R5 Mark II, remember that? I said we know the date? Well, take a load of this. February 2024 is the annual CP Plus show in Yokohama, Japan. And Canon loves to show off new goodies on their home turf. A show we also expect Canon to show off a couple of higher-end cameras. A couple of higher-end cameras. Okay, higher-end cameras, what's missing? Well, we're not likely to get an R3 update. And the R5, geez, that's been how many years now? 3 years? 3.5 years? Well, going on 3.5 years once we get to February 2024. So the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is definitely due for a refresh, and the 1 series camera, the 1DX Mark III, wow, that's going back to what, January of 2020? So that's due for a refresh. So a couple of higher end cameras. Now it might be something else. It could be two 5 series cameras. It could be the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and it could be the Canon EOS RS, a camera that's going to be a high resolution version of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. So that's certainly possible. Those are the 3 probabilities coming up on the heels of CP Plus 2024. Now, while we don't have the promo information out for CP Plus, we do actually have the date. CP Plus, the Camera, Photo, and Imaging Show, is going to take place on February the 22nd to Sunday, February the 25th. But what you're going to want to do is set your clocks back by about a week, because you see, whenever there's announcements on the heels of CP Plus, it's always in the week before the actual event. I don't know why this is, it's just how it is. So we saw this with the Panasonic GH6, we saw this with the OM Systems OM1. They announced before CP Plus, so from the Sunday before CP Plus leading right up into CP Plus is when we can expect announcements from the major camera manufacturers. And if we haven't heard anything from Panasonic regarding the S1H Mark II, the S1 Mark II, then we can expect that on the heels of CP Plus as well. In fact, if the way things are going, I'm probably going to book that entire week off so I can provide you with the full coverage that you need, live streaming all the major announcements. So, I know it isn't an exact date. I know it doesn't say the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, but if you've been following Canon rumors for a long time, and if you've been following this channel, read between the lines there, because what it's indicating is that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, if it's not going to be announced later this year, then CP Plus, the heels of CP Plus, it's very likely that we'll get the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, but according to what Sony Alpha rumors, according to what Canon rumors is putting in here, it's several higher end cameras, and the ones that are due is the R5 Mark II, a high megapixel version of the Canon EOS R5, and of course the Canon EOS R1. And that high megapixel version of the Canon EOS R5, it's, it's just like that 35mm f1.2. We've been hearing about it for so many years, going on 3 or 4 years at this point, that you begin to wonder, is it actually happening? What is it about that 35mm f1.2? What is it about the design, the manufacturing, about that lens that's taken this long? I don't know. It's crazy, but Canon EOS R5, I really don't want to see both the R1 and the R5 Mark II announced at the same time frame, because that kind of has them competing for information, and I would like them to tease things out a little bit more. I'd really love to get a whole bunch of leaks on the Canon EOS R5 Mark II in the coming weeks, September, October, before finally getting a full-blown announcement at CP Plus. And I'd like to see the EOS R1 teased, not like Panasonic teases. What did they do regarding the GH6? They said something about, we're going to talk about some things coming up, including the camera not to be named. Oh, that irritated a lot of people. So we'll just have to wait and see. I can't imagine that Canon's just going to say, boom, there you go, EOS R5 and Canon EOS R1 all at the same time. I can expect them to tease things out. I mean, if you've got the EOS R5 Mark II and you've got the R1 getting ready to be announced, aren't you going to take that and kind of spread them out, tease people, stay in the news cycle, dominate the news cycle? I know I would. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors regarding the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, the Canon EOS RS, the R1, the RS, the R1, RF, and RFS lenses, then go ahead and subscribe, but make sure you also choose all notifications. And if you want to stay up to date on all the minor news and rumors, all those news stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate video, or pricing information, then go ahead and follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, what are we going to call tweets? X's? I said that earlier, right? Yeah, it doesn't work. So I tweet that information out on a regular basis, and this video too will also get tweeted. So it's one of the best ways to stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors. And if you're also a fan of this channel and want to help support this channel without it costing you anything, well, I've got some good news for you. If you use my affiliate links to Adorama and B&H, these ones right here, well, it really does help support this channel. I get anywhere from 2 to 6% back from your purchases. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help this channel grow. I can already tell you I've got budget in place for the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, the Canon EOS R1, unless they do something silly like $8,000, $9,000, I've already got budget in place. And what I would like to be able to do is to get those cameras alongside some of those 8 to 10 lenses. So for any of you that have already used these links, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It really does help this channel grow. I'm just a small dinky channel with around 42,000 subscribers, so anything you can do to help this channel grow is greatly appreciated. But that's it for now. Enjoy your day. We're in the middle of the week now. It's rainy here where I am. Hopefully you're having a great week, and we'll see you again soon.